approaches I take when solving JavaScript bugs, and I'll go through a few of them. Firstly, when I'm working on a JavaScript file with a lot of functions in them and it's hard to locate where the bug is happening exactly, I use Chrome DevTools for all my debugging. I find it to be a very useful tool when working with React and Redux and JavaScript, and it makes it a lot easier for me. So basically what I have here is a very silly function that incorrectly calculates the sum equation of a function with two numbers, variable a and b, and there's an error in my evaluation of the two variables. So what I would do is I would set breakpoints on certain events that happen. In this, using the Chrome DevTools, in this case, it's a click event, and enabling this feature of the Chrome DevTools will take me to where the function is being executed and allow me to see the values of the variables in every step. So if I just run this function, the result is incorrect, and what I would do is I would set a breakpoint on a click event and go through the steps of the function being evaluated slowly so that I can see exactly what's going on here. It takes me through the steps and it indicates what's happening to the variables. So I see here that when I reach this point of the function, num1 is equal to 4 and num2 is equal to 4, which is not what I had intended. I'll run the function and then I'll go again, and if I find where the mistake seems to be, I will make a change to see if it evaluates correctly once I make a change. So before result is assigned any value, I will indicate what I had intended in the first place and continue through the steps of the function and see my variables now have the correct values, and complete the function execution, and the result is 9, which is what I was looking for. When it comes to React, which I work on most of the time, or which I use most of the time, it's a little bit easier when errors occur because of the fact, to me, because I'm always working with a single component, and the fact that if a component has state, you can always just console log that state. It's a very easy way to see what the state holds at any given point of the component's life cycle. A previous bug that I had, let me just find this. This is not the project I'm looking for. This is the one. A previous bug I had was I had a post. It's a content web app, and when a post was deleted, I could still visit the link of that post, but an empty post would be rendered. And what I intended, or what I wanted to have, was to render the 404 error page. And so all I did was I just console.log the state and to see what the post was like here in my state. Not there, I'm receiving it from another component. Anyway, it's rendered in this yeah, it's coming from props, which is passed to me from Redux, and it basically provided me with an empty object. And so when I console.logged post, as I can do right now, what that returned to me excuse me, it's being a little slow here. What that returned to me was a an object. Because of the component lifecycle, I can use component will mount or component did mount to see exactly at what point I received the post and what is in it. And I realized there was nothing in the post, so all I did was wrote a conditional statement to check whether I, in fact, the post that was passed to the component had a title, and if it didn't have a title, I would render a not found component. When I'm using Redux, as you just saw, the Redux DevTools allows one to easily see exactly what action is being dispatched at any given point, which makes it very easy to track what's going on in the application. It also indicates the order of which they're being executed at. So yeah, this is basically the tool I use if I dispatch an action. If I wanted to upvote this post, I would see exactly what action was dispatched, and if I didn't get the result that I wanted, what I probably would do is I would check my reducer and see if I didn't use like the spread operator correctly, or some sort of data mismanagement, which I always try to prevent beforehand by checking my reducers and determining the way I will sort and arrange my data in my Redux store. Another tool that is very helpful is some middleware. Let me see, I think it's here in... Again, this is not the right one. Is a middleware called Logger, which is very useful. It's basically similar to the Redux DevTools. It basically shows you at any given point what actions are being dispatched, but it also exactly indicates the data that is flowing through the component or the reducer or an action. So what I'll say here is I'll just activate that. So what we'll see now in the console is exactly what is going on in Redux when I use this middleware. So if I want to upvote on a post, it shows me how things changed in my store.